Okay, so the first time I've ever heard the term "you scaring the hoes," I was probably in high school, if not just recently graduated. All I know is I was in my late teens, and this was around the late 2000s or early 2010s, so anywhere between like maybe 2009 and 2011. And it was my cousin who said it to me. How did I get into this situation of being accused of scaring hoes? Well, my father, who is the family historian, so to speak, he basically always keeps or ends up being the one to show, even if he isn't the one who is the owner of said pictures, but he's always like sharing different pictures of like old pictures of the family. And I ended up seeing a picture of, and it's not just him that does it, but I think it was him who ended up having this picture. It was a picture of me. It was a picture of my grandmother, rest in peace. And it was a picture of me. She was holding me, my cousin AJ, and my cousin BJ. We all were born in '93. We were all born in the springtime slash early summer, late spring for me, early spring for one of my cousins, and early summer, I should say, for one of my other cousins. So we all was born around the same time. She got all three of us, she holding all of us, and she looking proud. I thought that was a cool picture. So I posted it on Facebook, and I tagged them in it. I tagged my two cousins in it. One of my cousins, this asshole, gonna fucking say, "Oh man, you finna scare all the hoes," which at that time I didn't understand. To this day, I don't understand what the fuck they was on. Now, moving forward to now, modern day, I feel like the concept of scaring the hoes has taken on a new life. And it seems to be specifically in regards to music, the type of music a person likes and or makes. And I have only really recently heard it in this context since about 2023, which is when I first started to really make these kind of videos. And the very first time I made a video like this, talking about this topic in particular, scaring the hoes, that was around the first time I heard it in its new iteration. And it was because of them FD signifier ass niggas. And you know, nowadays, and you know, we should stop saying the N-word. I keep saying we should stop saying the N-word. It was a time where I wasn't using that word at all. Well, we probably should get back to not using that shit no more. But anyway, I'm saying this in jest because when I first, you know, tagged him in the video and was talking shit, it was literally, I know a lot more about the world around me and the world within me to approach this in a more reasonable, way. And I know a lot more about why I particularly don't like this whole scare the hoes bullshit. And as far as music is concerned, I would say one thing that's important to point out is there was literally in 2023 an album released by Danny Brown and JPEG Mafia called "Scaring the Hoes," and they have a song on that album with that title. And the whole idea is, you know, like, stop scaring the hoes. And nobody want to hear that weird shit no more. Give me back my aux cord or some shit. And basically, as those lyrics say, I'm guessing people were thinking that their music being so eccentric and not necessarily easy to play in certain places or in certain, you know, contexts, that shit is scaring the hoes or whatever. But I want to bring y'all to another more personal experience I've had more recently with that term, with a brother by the name of Wayno. So for those of y'all who don't know Wayno, there was a show that used to come on Complex called Everyday Struggle. And originally the whole point of the show was that we got bitch ass DJ Academics, which I'm from Chicago. Everybody who is from Chicago, if you're aware of DJ Academics, you probably not fucking with him either. So, you know, that being said, the other host of the show is Joe Budden, and Joe Budden, his whole point of being on the show was like to be the foil to DJ Academics. Like it was like the clash of the two different generations, different desires in the music industry. By the way, we're gonna talk about something that Joe Budden has said recently a little later in the video. But at any rate, or maybe we will or we won't. But let's just keep going. At that time, the level of crazy hotepery that I was at that time, I needed the kind of energy that Joe Budden was bringing to shit on DJ Academics. So as far as Wayno is concerned, Brother Wayno, you could have been anybody and I wouldn't have really been trying to watch this shit. I was like, there's nobody that they can replace to still have that crazy ass energy. So I didn't even remember who Wayno was until he, in one of his most recent videos, I don't know how recent the video was, but in some videos, I just recently started watching him. So in some videos back, he mentioned that he used to be the host of Everyday Show. I was like, so that's where, you know, but in 2019, I had ended up linking up with one of my exes at that time with her rockhead ass. And I remember seeing him talk to DJ Academics on one of the episodes. They were doing some sort of year-end review of like music from that year. And I'm like, this dude, I didn't even know his name. I just knew he wasn't he wasn't Joe Budden. He was too level-headed and mild-mannered. I was like, nah, get this motherfucker out of here. But with that being said, shout out to Wayno. I just most recently discovered Wayno. If y'all haven't ever listened to him, I haven't listened to your music, by the way, brother, but I definitely do listen to in the morning time, for the most part, when I'm getting ready, I do listen to the show on YouTube. He has this this segment where he talks, well, not talks, but he reviews different people's songs. And I was like at the gym a couple of times when he did this. I actually ended up pressing the bell so that I could get the notification. I'm gonna get my motherfucking song reviewed on here. And so one of the days I actually was able to get through. And I recorded my reaction to his reaction to my video. So I'm gonna react to me reacting to him reacting to my song. Ooh, it's meta looking ass. So and I'm gonna just tell y'all, I started recording way before this. I started recording when the person before me had got done performing, and that's going to be important to this story, and we're going to bring that up once you see Brother Wayno's reaction to my song. Excuse the cracks on my screen.
This is the epitome of scaring the hoes music. I just want y'all niggas to know. This is the epitome of scaring the hoes music, bro. I'm invested now. I'm so full of culture, I got yogurt in my stomach. He got the dope on, okay. I can't run from it. I cannot be bought for any amount of money. Okay. Even with that fact, I'm still making a lot of it. Okay. Oh, nah, he in the street wildin'. Y'all see what this nigga doing?
He talking about he in the street. He talking about he in
This nigga's from New York too. This gotta be New York.
Okay, so a few things you're noticing. So he is trolling, right? He's trolling, but he's also enjoying himself though, pause. He's saying like, you know, this is Scare the Hoes music. What is this nigga doing, blah, blah, blah. But he's also going, oh, shit. Also, you notice when he started to say, okay, was on that line when I said, I cannot be bought for any amount of money. When I said that part, that's when he was like, okay. And then he starts saying, okay, to the rest of the shit I was saying, right? Then he says he thinks, oh, this gotta be New York, right? So he tried to claim me, right? Because I'm clearly not from New York, you know what I'm saying? But he is. Let's keep watching. Look at me on the other screen. By the way, as you were able to so easily see my reflection, the reason for that is you seeing the screen get black. That's me turning my tablet away to comment live, because I'm like, you know, I'm recording with my phone and I still want to comment, but I wasn't able. I was still like in the middle of like reacting myself to what he was reacting to, that, you know, you'll see, but I ended up eventually being able to comment. But that's why the screen is going dark, because I'm picking up my tablet to attempt to type. But now I'm building, literally leading all the construction from bike paths to buses. He's impressed by the communism.
There you go. There you go. There you go.
Like I said, he's enjoying the song, bro, because one of the things that I still feel so weird, humbled, and just ecstatic about is when people sing along to my lyrics. That is a under fucking rated feeling, let alone this being somebody that don't know me. And you know, he's like, you know, his career is significant, especially compared to mine. So it's not even about that though. When people in my personal life sing along to my songs, that feels weird and humbling, and also like, it's like, wow, like that's something that I'm very grateful for, and I don't take that shit lightly. So scaring the hoes or not, let's keep watching. Let's keep watching.
Come on now. There you go. You know I'm raw, bro. Don't tweet. JJ Fish.
So people in the comments are having different reactions. Some people are rocking with it. Some people are just trolling in general. Some people are not fucking with it. Somebody compared me to Ice JJ Fish. Keep that in mind. We're gonna talk about brother JJ Fish. Let's
Thank you. Let me cook.
I'm not gonna lie, I like this shit.
You win.
Thank you.
You get a dub, yo.
Thank you. Hey.
I was definitely turned. Yeah, Confucius was confusing to that I was listening to. This is usually for the fruit. I'm committed to his fan over in the understand, over in the city lands. Talk about mad incense.
Yes, sir. Hey, I make hits. Hey.
Yo, I can't tell y'all enough when people sing along with my shit. That shit.
Exactly.
I ain't gonna lie, I actually like that. I'm gonna give him a dub. He from Chicago?
Yes.
Oh, he on this Lupe shit heavy then. I'm jacking it. I don't care what none of y'all niggas say. Fuck the streets.
Okay, so side note, you wanna know what's so funny about old head motherfuckers from New York? They're always saying pause, but they're always saying I'm jacking it. They don't ever say pause after that. Nah, it's love to the New York brothers and sisters, but that's a funny ass slang term y'all got. Talking about, oh yeah, I'm jacking that. Oh man. So after all of that, I'm the epitome of scaring the hoes music though, at the end of the day though. But let me show y'all this. I had to screenshot this. Maybe y'all can't really see that. But Vizzy McGuire Vizzy McGuire says, I know he got a mean roster of crystal collecting birth chart reading huzz. Now, I don't know what this is with this generation saying. I don't know if that's like fake, modesty, like the brothers and sisters in the UK who instead of saying bad bitch, they say bad bee. Or maybe it's just to not get, to not get flagged for using profanity or obscenities. But huzz, like how people spell the word ass backwards, ass backwards, looking ass. Nah, they'll spell it like SSA. Shout out to the South Shore Association, you know what I'm saying? Chicago shit, bitch, South Side. But anyway, so I'm scaring the hoes, but I've got a certain particular demographic of hoes. I'm sorry, huzz. Ain't life funny? So let's get into why I think now, 2.5 or so years after my first encounter with this modernized version of scaring the hoes, based off what was featured in my music video, what could have been perceived as scaring the hoes behavior or elements or energy. So number one, and this one reason is just the one reason, but I'm gonna just say the other reasons as well. But I feel like overall, it's not mainstream. That's it. You know, it's adjacent to two other concepts in the hip hop community: lyrical, miracle, spiritual, and don't nobody play that in the club. So I can't make music for a place that I don't be at, right? And I'm not finna listen to no music made for a place I don't be at. So I don't make music for the club. I don't be in the club. I don't know what the fuck that kind of music is, other than the last time I was in the club. And you know, Minnesota got a lot of strip clubs. I'm not a strip club guy, but it was a way that it was like this little finesse that my brother had. Long story of like how you can like kind of sort of come up from doing this hotel shit with the strip club, but that shit wasn't nothing. But anyway, the whole shit, right, with the club music I remember hearing was all music by artists I don't listen to intentionally. I'm like, I don't like listening to this shit. But as far as hoes are concerned, hoes are everywhere. Are y'all ever, what's wrong with y'all? Like, hoes are everywhere. Number two, and we're gonna talk about hoes being everywhere. Number two is I present as what they call a hotep. And shout out to them FD Signifier motherfuckers. They, him, Bill, they all, they recently, maybe not recently, but a little while back talked about how the concept of a hotep is just too broad to just straight up say, what is a hotep specifically. That's really just the following three things. So at least for me, way of speech, way you dress, and a way of life. So as far as like maybe how I talk or how I deliver in my music, I'm not, maybe the way that my voice sounds is, I don't know, it's crazy because some people think I'm too masculine, some people think I'm not masculine enough. It's all bullshit at the end of the day. I'm gonna be who the fuck I am regardless. But this whole like hotep shit, I would say, like I said, break down to three things. The one is the way I speak may probably come across as too militant or some stupid shit like that. The way I dress, Side note, shout out to Wayno. He was like, he got the throw on. Motherfuckers in the comments gonna fucking say he got on a gown. I was like, you motherfuckers retarded. And yeah, I could say retarded because I was in special ed. You know, how black people can say nigga and women can say the B word and, you know, gay people can say the F slur. Yeah. Leftism, right? Anyway, what the fuck I was finna fucking say? So the way I dress is considered hotepish, and then my way of life in general. People may just not be trying to hear all that political shit, or maybe thinking I come across as maybe a know-it-all. You always talking about some goddamn, you know, this, that, and the third ass shit, and people maybe just trying to think that's some nerd ass shit, bars, and people just rather, you know, numb their brain or whatever, especially as far as the music shit is concerned. The hoes not trying to hear that or whatever. Bonus. These are two bonus reasons why motherfuckers could probably say I'd be on some scaring the hoe shit. And this is just based on interactions that I can like point to in like my own life personally outside of the video, because these two factors were not shown intentionally in the video, because this was a campaign ad. I know it's like, oh wait, you was cussing in this shit. I'm from Chicago. I wanted Chicago to lean more into who we truly are. And you know, it doesn't necessarily mean that you're a bad person because you speak a certain kind of way, you know, and that's my whole point. That's the irony of we gonna get to the real reason why scaring the hoes is a bad fucking situation. So what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, so the two things that wasn't featured in the video, but I think definitely contributes to me being perceived as a person that scares hoes. Weed, number one. So I've come to the conclusion that women are just more drawn to alcohol for a lot of different reasons. From the research I've done, they say women metabolize cannabis differently than men do. So, like, and alcohol also, women metabolize alcohol the opposite. Like, women get maybe drunker easier than men, allegedly, but men get higher off weed easier than women. So they'd just be like, why bother? I could just drink. Also, ultimately, so going back to the whole not mainstream shit, that's the thing. With women, you know, being, you know, oppressed and all of that, and, you know, patriarchy and all of that, women are less likely to feel inclined to go against the grain. And weed obviously is federally illegal. You know what I'm saying? This shit Trump has done recently is comedy, but the whole idea is, you know, shout out to Open Mike Eagle, is like, this is just to try to assist, you know, with the big players in the cannabis industry and shit. You know, it's bullshit ultimately, as far as we concerned. And then, you know, it's just, yeah, I think those are the main two reasons why the sisters would rather drink than smoke. But ultimately, that just boils down to mainstream. And then the second thing that wasn't featured in the vid, but I think may scare hoes, is atheism. Yo, hoes love Jesus. Going back to the hoes be everywhere, hoes be in the church. Y'all ever been to Pastor Hannah Church in Chatham? It's kind of like over east a little bit, like damn near like about 70, kind of sort of like 78th, damn near about 79th, like 78th, and almost Woodlawn, but not Woodlawn. They be thick as hell in there, G. They be looking real good. But what the fuck was I finna say? Yeah, hoes be in the church. They love Jesus. I be on internet. I be on motherfucking Instagram all the time. My algorithm be showing me all the thickness, and you look in everybody's you look in everybody's bio. What do you see? Some shit about God's child, or some fucking Bible verse or some shit. Hoes love Jesus, G. They not fucking with that atheism. I don't give no fuck. But that's what it is. Hoes love Jesus, maybe for moral laundering. And moral laundering, if y'all ever heard the term moral licensing, it's kind of like that. But I came up with moral laundering. Moral licensing is the idea that because I'm a pastor or because I make all the money, I get to cheat on you. It's like because this, I can do this. But moral laundering is because I am this or because I do this, because I'm a Christian, because I blah, blah, blah. Don't look at this other thing as bad. Not I have the right to do this bad thing, but you don't have the right to judge me for this bad thing because I do this thing and I'm a fully realized human being and I'm God, only God can judge me. I'm doing my best or whatever the fuck. But ultimately, the real reason hoes love Jesus, going back to the original, top of the hour conversation. It's mainstream. It's the most popular religion, Christianity. And even if you're not a Christian, and it's not religion, it's relationship. Once again, you can have a relationship with religion, goofball. But in addition to that, that doesn't you can say it's not. I always say this. I'm gonna keep saying it to the stick. You can say it's not delivery as DiGiorno, but bitch, it's still pizza. You still reading from the same ingredients. I'm sorry, you still using the same ingredients, you still reading from the same recipes. So get the fuck on. But at the same time, the point I'm making is the concept of Jesus. Jesus is the most popular, figure. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. Even non-Christians, y'all don't know, the motherfucking Muslims call Jesus Isa, you know what I'm saying? So shit, shut the fuck up. Yeah, what the fuck I was gonna say? All right, you wanna know what's funny though? What people don't say is scaring the hoes? So number one, nerdy shit. That anime and video game shit. People don't call that scaring the hoes. They may at most see you if you're overwhelmingly dorky or your whole personality is that shit. But for the most part, people don't give no fuck about that shit. You know why? Because that shit is mainstream. At least now it is, which is why them motherfucking purists was trying to gatekeep and get mad at Megan Thee Stallion's fine thick ass because they're like, oh, she's too popular and sexy to like our nerd shit. And it's like, maybe it's just that she didn't make it her whole fucking personality, and she doesn't have to because she can rap and she's thick and other shit. It's a lot. Also, going back to a lot of the hoes, like when I was on dating apps once upon a time, it was a lot of sisters on there looking good and thick. Like I said, going back to the Instagram thing, a lot of them be doing, oh, you know what I like? I uploaded a video of me reacting to that shit when the sisters be doing the pose challenge when they try to do the anime. Now I'm not in the anime. I don't fuck with that shit. But I will say I can appreciate and give credit where credit is due. Yo, when they be doing the motherfucking pose challenges and they try to do the same shit as the comic pose and they do them acrobatic ass motherfucking gymnastics and shit, I'd be like, oh wow, He was a talented, thick thing. But anyway, but it's another sister. She looked like she might be of color, but she not on the thick side. She's real thin, but she still be looking sexy doing that shit. But anyway, so yeah, that shit is not scaring the hoes because that shit is mainstream. Not being clean and not being hygienic. That shit is not considered scaring the hoes. Cause the more I get like intimately close with people and the more like I get to see like the people they came up with, the people who they be around, and you know, whether it's platonic, familial, or romantic, you just get to see the way a lot of people, you know what I'm saying, behave and shit. They been motherfucking normalized and motherfucking man enabled and shit, man. I was trying to see what I wrote on that shit. But anyway, a lot of people, the bullshit that they do has been enabled. Like they either have taken 0 L's, or they've taken very few and far between L's, or they've taken small L's. Like maybe they've taken an L, but it's like, you know, maybe the L's are small or few and far between because they have some sort of privilege, or they always getting their L's forgiven. Somebody is just like, oh, that's okay, or just never talk about it. Or they don't talk about it in a direct way, in an efficient way. Let's see. People, oh damn, I'm rubbing on the fucking microphone, I'm tweaking. My bad, y'all. A lot of people, each time somebody is coming to their defense to like clean up their L's for them and shit, you know what I'm saying? They get saved from all of their L's, so they never change. Then some people never change because they've built a tolerance for L's. So they're just like, it's just life, you know, and just keep being exactly who the fuck they are. And that doesn't scare hoes necessarily. Oh shit, what's going on? Oh no. There we go. My bad, y'all. But anyway, technical difficulties. Yeah, because that shit is mainstream. But more importantly, and most importantly, was people saying that Diddy scared hoes? Was people even saying that Chris Brown scared hoes? Chris Brown got the hoes paying $1,000 to take a picture with this abusive bastard. And for those who don't know, I didn't know this. It didn't stop at Rihanna. That's the thing. He did way more shit. I don't, you know, I mean, we can look it up here. And while we doing that, I just want to say that's 2 of the biggest problems I have with the you scare hoes shit is it's not only useless, it's fucking problematic and potentially harmful. Let's see, Chris Brown history. I put Chris Bro. That's the thing. He is seen as a bro to people. That's the first thing to come up. I typed in Chris Brown history, and the first shit to come up is violence. History of domestic violence. History of violence Reddit. Oh shit, a complete timeline of Chris Brown's controversies, arrests. Okay, y'all can read this. I am self-aware. I know I'll be long-winded. I'm not finna, y'all can Google that shit. I don't know how to edit, so, you know, tough titty. To quote John Witherspoon, rest in peace. But yeah, ultimately though, all this scare the hoes shit, you know, before I even get to that, let's talk about Dave Chappelle for a second. Dave Chappelle did all of this shit and he already got a lot of money. This type of shit I be eating on, and I stole this. I oftentimes be just stealing food because I be broke. As long as I have enough food, as long as I have enough ability to drink water and smoke and travel, you know, where I want and stuff like that, I really can't be bought because like I don't need that much. That's the problem. That's where the whole shit comes from. To impress hoes, you always got to do a bunch of tricks. How about that? Bars. It's like it shouldn't take all that. Life is beautiful and life has a lot to offer. And it don't have to cost all of this shit. It don't. He didn't need to do that. There's so many things that people, oh, you know, I got to get the bag. Why though? Do you need that much of a bag? The thing also is like, until the system that we have currently gets destroyed, we should not be having kids or adding no extra shit to our plate. We just shouldn't. You know, I'm not telling you what to do. I'm not blaming people who have kids for nothing or nothing like that. But what I am saying is, if your excuse is, well, Dave Chappelle has kids, my thing is that's a slippery fucking slope. Because do his kids need, how much are his kids in debt to the mob or something? Why the fuck did he have to do all that? You know what I'm saying? You know, seems like in these kind of situations, you know what? I'm not going to say that yet. Let's talk about another situation more personal to me. There's this kid who I used to hang out with. We're just going to call him Jay. This kid, Jay, is a whore. You know, we a lot of times don't like to look at men as whores. That's a thing that only women can be. No, men can be, definitely can be hoes, sluts, all of that shit. This young brother used to frequently be around women who are also sluts, hoes, you feel me, right? And one of them, this young Asian sister, we just gonna call her T. So one day, Jay and I are hanging out, and I don't exactly remember how it happened, but all of a sudden, T is invited over, and this guy falls asleep. While he falls asleep, T and I are talking because she just starts to bring up this music, and, you know, long story short, I ended up criticizing something about the lyrics or lyrical content, but I was like, you know, I didn't even say that, you know, this shit is trash or whatever. I was like, because we were talking about music from artists that I listened to, or at least at that time I kind of sort of was open to listening to a little bit. And instead of taking my valid criticism, balanced criticism, she did, I guess, the Asian version of a sister girl act and was just like, well, at least they making money. They made a lot of money off that music or some shit. And I was just like, bitch, I basically just kind of ignored that. And I don't know, maybe I switched the subject or I don't know, maybe I doubled down. I don't remember. It was a long time ago. It was a good 10 years. Damn, yeah, it was definitely a good 10 plus, maybe 10, 11 years ago. But the point is, when all you care about is money and you're willing to do anything for money, even if it's bad or low quality or in bad faith, you're the hoe. You're the whore. So this whole you scare hoes is just white supremacy. I'm gonna say that again on some Dr. Umar shit. Saying that I scare the hoes is just white supremacy. Saying that I scare the hoes is just white supremacy. Saying that I scare the hoes is just white supremacy. No, but dead ass, y'all motherfuckers gotta really stand up. Like, it takes a hoe to defend a hoe. So it's fucked up. Like, and I want everybody to say this. Number one, I'm definitely not calling Wayno a hoe, and I'm definitely not directing all this anger towards Wayno. My anger is more so with the fact that we're so, even if he's just joking, we're so worried about people not catering to hoes, when really what we're saying is you're not catering to shit that's mainstream. What's mainstream? What do the left call mainstream? The mainstream media or mainstream, what they say, the dominant culture, all of that shit. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, like, come on, G. Like, I'm very, very grateful that we got to see in real time. Because watch this. Here's the thing about Wayno, and this is what I wanted to bring up, is that it was a point, like I said, right before my song started playing, another song was playing. That's when I first started to watch and record. But I just edited the video to right before he said, this is the epitome of scaring the hoes music. Some song, like I said, Wayno low-key tried to claim me being from New York. Some song though that he played before was a New York rappity rap ass song. He was like, yo, ain't nobody trying to hear that shit. And he turned the song off in the middle of it playing. So this man basically played my whole song. He said he was fucking with it. And then in the context of his scaring the hoes, he liked my shit more than the shit that came from his own. Like, it was people in the comments when that other song was playing, they was like, this is do-rag music. They was like, this is unk music and shit. And I'm just like, life is interesting. Like, at the end of the day, you got to stand on business, make good art, and be focused on that. Because even, you want to know something else? He said, this is the epitome of scaring the hoes music. And I wonder if the emphasis is on the epitome part, or I just want y'all niggas to know that. Is the emphasis on this is the epitome of scaring the hoes music? Because is he saying, if you're gonna make scaring the hoes music, it gotta sound like this, because this is actually good. It can't just be different and lyrical, miracle, spiritual. It gotta be good. Like, if you're gonna scare the hoes or whatever the fuck, if you're gonna be non-mainstream, be good. Or is he saying the emphasis is on, I just want y'all niggas to know that, meaning even though this song is good, even if your music is good, even if I like it, I'm not the hoes. So I'm not, Wayno has literally used the word capitalism to criticize him shit. So, you know what I'm saying? Hey, you got to take what you can get. But anyway, that being said, I'm just wondering, was that like a warning to like let motherfuckers know, like, this is the environment that we live in, that unfortunately, no matter how good you are, which also brings me to, everybody know I got, the issues I got. So yeah, I like older women. Fine ass Karen Hunter. She was like, she quoted Joe Budden. Like I said, we was gonna get back to Joe Budden. That should have been a red flag to begin with, that the person saying it was Joe Budden. Joe Budden, long story short, recently said that the reason why certain artists aren't successful, and then he's using getting signed as a marker of success, and Karen Hunter did not challenge that at all. He's like, Joe Budden is like a reason why a lot of people aren't successful, i.e. getting signed, is because record labels can tell that certain people are not going to be able to regulate they're not going to be able to they're not going to be able to regulate their emotions or some shit. They're not going to be able to regulate their psychological state enough to stay in the game long term, because they're going to see not making commercial success as failure, which is like as fucking if I fucking ironic. You're the one using being signed as a marker of success though. So the whole shit is thrown the fuck off. Like this shit don't, like get the fuck out of here. But that being said, when it comes to this whole staying in the game or continuing to, it stops people from making, because Sister Karen fine ass was saying about stopping people from making art. So I had to say in the comments, number one, ain't no way we up here acting like the ARs and industry execs are like these people that are, number one, concerned about people's mental health. I don't think this person's gonna be able to take it. These are fucking capitalist vultures, leeches. They don't give a fuck about that. Number two, ain't no way we're acting like these people are like psychic and can see into the future. No, the fuck they can't. Ain't no way. There's no way that you're telling me we haven't paid attention to the fact that there have been people that got signed that literally killed themselves. Like, there's no way that we gonna ignore the fact that, you know, they were signing people who just wasn't that talented to begin with. They was a one-trick pony and thus became a what they call it, a one-hit wonder. So there's that. And then finally, ain't no way we gonna act like every single human being doesn't have a talent. Every single human being has talent. So many of us continue to make art. And we're gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about Ice JJ Fish. A lot of us continue to make art regardless because we're not worried about scaring the hoes. We're not worried about not being mainstream. We're not worried about not being signed or whatever the fuck. So this whole shit about scaring the hoes is just white supremacy. Let's go back from the start. If you're saying not scaring the hoes because it's not mainstream, that's white supremacy. You're basically saying what the market, what Billboard says, what the club says, what the capitalists say should, you know, sell. If you're not doing that, you're scaring the hoes. White supremacy. Number two, with the whole Hotep thing, if you're saying that's scaring the hoes, white supremacy, that's self-explanatory. If me showing pride for being black is even Hotepish on the mild end, because in the video, I'm not saying anything problematic or doing anything problematic per se. If y'all think I am, go right ahead and tell me, leftists. But seems like the only thing that, you know, he said scaring the hoes when the video just started. And everybody was like, yeah, hella incense and you know, all of that type of shit, you know, yada, yada, joke. And the thing is, if by presenting in a way that isn't Western, in a way that isn't American, the clothing you got on, I can't easily find, you know, being displayed in my local Kmart or H&M or wherever the fuck y'all shopping at. If that is the reason why someone is quote unquote scaring hoes, that's white supremacy. That's all it is. And then for the next bonus ones, number 3 with the whole reefer thing. Like I said, if y'all, and I think it was Antonio Talk, shout out to that brother. He was talking about this very well documented concept of people using drug use or smoking weed as a way to suppress certain anti-war, anti-government, anti-white supremacist, you know, political movements. That being a thing, they've never done that with alcohol. Because the people who were rebelling against prohibition, you know, during Al Capone's time, it was all white. So they just, oh yeah, I guess the white people want to drink alcohol. We gonna reverse that. We gonna make alcohol legal again. But with the weed, what they saying? Oh, weed causes jazz musicians to rape white women and all type of dumb shit like that. So you being anti-weed, white supremacy. If that's scaring the hoes, white supremacy. Atheism, you know, my rejection of the concept of God and Jesus and Allah and all of that shit, that is a rejection of white supremacy. You can say to you blue in the face that, you know, people in Africa was practicing Christianity. Africa is huge and diverse. Everybody was not practicing Christianity all over Africa. And they definitely wasn't in West Africa. So white supremacy owes its ubiquity to the spread of that religious bullshit. And the spread of that religious bullshit owes its success to white supremacy and colonization. So if me being, you saying that atheist shit scaring the hoes, white supremacy. But anyway, y'all, I'm scaring hoes all 2026 till infinity. I'm not a leftist, so I'm not pro-ho. I don't give a fuck if y'all scared. And going back to this whole Ice JJ Fish shit, Ice JJ Fish said some shit a while back that I will never forget. He was responding to people, you know, making fun of him, saying he can't sing, which he can't. You know, that's a fact. He can't sing. But he wanted to do something, and he did it. And funnily enough, the hoes, i.e. the capitalists, found a way to market that to at least some degree. You know, he ended up being on TV multiple times. People were able to eat off this young black man. But that's not really the point that I'm bringing him up for. What I'm bringing him up for is the fact that he said, he said something to the effect of, I don't give a damn what anybody says about the music I play or whatever, or the music I make. I'm going to still keep pressing that upload button. Now, every time I upload a video, I tell people to say, to comment, to like, to subscribe, to share. And my thing is, even if you don't press the like button or press the subscribe button or press the share button, I'm gonna keep pressing that upload button. Because it's revolution over romance. It's politics over poo nanny. What does that say? What does that say? What he say? It's one more of them motherfuckers. It's consciousness over coochie. No, but seriously, I've had sex before. I'll have sex again. I'm okay. In fact, you could say I'm fine. Ha ha.